All right. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. Kathy in Nashville, always here. Good to see Kathy. Kathy, you want to throw out anything before we get going? You want to welcome everybody?
Well, welcome, welcome everybody. We're glad to
Just
have
talking
you,
away,
and we're in
just
we're uh, we're in for a treat today. Just gonna do the honors of introducing our guest, but we've talked about kvCore. We get kvCore as part of just being with EXP, and some are using it, some are not, but hopefully after today you'll get some tips on ways to start implementing it and using it right away. So we're excited for our guest who's going to train. And Jeff, I'll let you do the introduction.
for sure. So, guys, appreciate you being on. We do this every Tuesday. If you are a guest with us, you're always welcome. Come back anytime. Same Zoom link, same time. Bunch of us gathering together. Most of us here with EXP. If you're not, totally good. This is open to everybody, all agents, all companies. So we appreciate you being here for sure. But this morning, guys, we've been doing some stuff here the last month, really talking a lot about leads. It's that time of year. We should be doing this all year round, but really been hitting on kvCore. We had Shannon Pyatt in a couple weeks ago. Great training. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch the recording on that. Just a good overview of kvCore with some different things. And we've got another, the person who's going to be speaking today, Tharmila. You're in Toronto, right, Tharmila?
I
Is that
am
where
in
you're?
Toronto.
Yep. She's
Yeah.
in Toronto and been a realtor for 3.5 years, but she's been doing marketing for well over a decade and all kinds of marketing, real estate marketing here especially. But she is also a coach with Inside Real Estate who owns kvCore, okay, just like Shannon was. And when I saw what she was doing, she's got a YouTube channel that's phenomenal. She'll talk about that here in a little bit. Lots of stuff on there, just some great content. And I reached out to her to ask her if she could come in to just keep building on this kvCore theme that we're doing. Because I'm telling you guys, if you're not using it, it's a powerful platform, okay? There's so much in there that you can do. We're just going to land on one piece of it today that could really, truly, build your database, but also bring you a lot of business for sure. So anyway, Tharmila, we appreciate you being on here. Totally, 100%. It's great to have you here. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a pleasure. I do tend to talk fast, so I'll do my very best to slow it down for you, especially for those of you who are new to kvCore. And like Jeff said, I'm going to touch on a very small portion of it, kvCore, and this part is the lead generation part of it. But what I'm going to do is I'll share some strategy and kind of the principles and lots of different ways for you to leverage landing pages, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into put the slides down and we'll go inside kvCore into the back end, and I'll build a quick landing page for you so that you know how to do them. And landing pages, I wanted to give you a little bit of more theory as to what a landing page is versus squeeze page in a little bit as well. But before I kind of dive into it, I'll give you a little context to who I am. And thank you, Jeff, for that introduction. I am a real estate agent with EXP, and I have a group here, and I have over 70 agents in my group now, and I do very similar thing. I do weekly calls and I train, and it's a pleasure to be here. And one of the best things about the groups like this is that we get to share a lot of our expertise with all of you. And I'm actually a marketer that turned realtor, and I worked in marketing for over 13 plus years. And I primarily started working in government, doing marketing consulting and for not-for-profits and number of private brands. And a lot of the work, I used to write over 100 marketing plans a year, and that's kind of where my forte was. And then one of my agents here in Houston with EXP, him and I partnered together, and we created a couple of things because we had very similar background, and we have marketing agencies and social media content that anyone can tap into. And prior to kind of getting into real estate and getting my license, my husband and I, we were real estate investors, and that's kind of where kind of our passion for real estate started from. And I'm actually a digital marketing instructor. So that's why you'll notice that I actually tend to teach people on strategy, because when you learn the principle, you can apply it to any aspects of your business. And so, I want to take some time to teach you that today and give you a really full hour worth of content, and I'll leave some time for Q&A as well. And like Jeff said, I am a kvCore peer coach, and I'll give you some information as to how you can tap into that. And yes, Shannon is one of our coaches as well. And so you can do a kind of a consultation with Inside Real Estate. They'll find out what your needs are, and then they'll pair you up with a coach, or you can recommend to work with one of us. If you've seen us and you liked our content, go for it. So, right off the bat, I wanted to start by saying this, because every time I've trained over thousands of agents now, and I teach inside EXP University. I've done level ups with EXP, and I have my own master classes and hundreds of YouTube videos. And after speaking to so many agents, I'm realizing that when we learn about AI and the rise of technology and so many systems, and particularly kvCore, and someone needs to be muted. And yeah, and then I think one of the most common fear I get people talking about is that it's overwhelming. It could be robust, and I'll set the tone here for a little bit. I'll set the mindset for you. Remember, folks, we're in full control of technology. Remember, system run the business, but people, we run the system. These technology, everything from ChatGPT to kvCore to Facebook, social media, really all aspects of software, they're just sitting there. They're waiting for you to tell it what to do. So sometimes people come to me when I was at Shareholders Summit, or four EXP cons now that I've attended, and people come to me and they tell me, hey, I have, 3 EXP con, and one, I went to the Built event as well. And, a lot of agents will come to me and they tell me, hey, I wish I had, your mind the way you understand kvCore. And I tell them, no, I love marketing, but I understand my business, so I know how to leverage kvCore. So if you know how your business run, you'll take advantage of tools like kvCore. And so one aspect of kvCore that we're going to touch today is landing page. And I'll touch on landing page. Before we go into landing page, I want to touch on squeeze page a little bit, because people always talk about it being so interchangeable and what the differences are. And, and you probably learned about funnels. And I think one of my business partners came on here and talked about funnels, and people spent a lot of money building funnels. And, at the end of the day, they're all web pages, folks. They just have a particular goal in place. And the differences are, remember, all the pages are built similarly, but what make the pages are what different. And they are both a lead generation tool. And you can use them interchangeably. And I'll give you an example. Recently, I was talking to one of my agents, and she said to me, hey, I've been using this landing pages with the relocation guide, a buyer's guide, and I'm getting so many clicks, but they're not giving me their information. And I said, okay, well, have you tried, first of all, there's a couple of different ways you tried your landing pages. So you want to do trial and error to see what works for your audience. But also, why not give them a squeeze page? Why not send them, you're talking about certain properties, why not just send them directly to showing the properties? And that's why I like and love doing squeeze pages so much, is that it takes them directly to the services, the product that we sell, right? We trade in real estate, right? Like a lot of companies, they spend millions of dollars working on their, storefronts to show you as you're walking through the mall to the store. They try to sell you on a product that you might not even be thinking about, because they want you to get your hands on just looking at that product, trying it out. Similar thing goes for real estate. The moment you get your clients, your leads, to start your contacts, to start looking at properties, you have insights. You have information now. You know what they're looking at, where they're looking to move. And now you can use that as leverage to have a proper communication with them and to build that relationship. So that's why I love sending people search alerts, squeeze pages, and I can go on. And honestly, when I talk about kvCore, I can sit here for hours. But today in particular, we'll talk about landing pages, but you'll get an idea of why they're so important for your business and why you want to use a couple of different strategies, just test it out to see what works for you. And so a landing page is usually a standalone page, and it has usually a single conversion goal. So what that means is that it's trying to do one thing, it's trying to get more information out of people. It has a certain campaign attached to it. For example, it'll, maybe it's for first-time home buyers. Maybe it's for investors. Maybe it's very particular to an audience group. Where a squeeze page, on the other hand, it has one constant goal. It might not expire. It might not, and it's very product focused. So in our case, it's real estate. It goes directly to properties. It has less information because they want you looking at the property. And it's streamlined, it's direct. And how it's done is usually, it's kind of like almost like a lead magnet in a way. Hey, come look at some properties and I'm going to capture you, and I'm going to capture that lead into your CRM. So how I look at squeeze pages, or think of it like your home search button, and you're like just squeezing that into a narrower search. so that you're really targeted. And so you can make tons of different squeeze pages, you know, condos under $400,000 in your, whatever your market price is, right? Our average price is $1 million in Toronto. So whatever that may be, right? So you want to, you know, you can say properties with land, or farm properties or whatever it may be, or in, top properties to invest in this area. And it can be just properties that people might want to invest in, or there might be a property that is good for investment. So you can do lots of different things, but it's really important that you understand the differences of those two, because that's one of the common questions that I get asked. So I want to spend a time kind of touching base on that. And this is what they kind of look like. So if you, the KV Inside Real Estate, they've created this landing page template. And yes, there's lots of pros and cons to this landing pages. And the reason why the professionals at Inside Real Estate has built this landing page the way they have is they've restricted it so much that you don't get to play around so much. Is because it works, and it's really is a lead capture. And yes, there's things about it that we don't like, but I'll tell you one thing. There's many things at Inside Real Estate that I told them about, like a feature request, and they did do it. So they do have a ton of things that they're working on and updating. But if there's something that you're struggling with that you don't know, first and foremost, go to the chat button and talk to support, because sometimes it could be technical glitch, because we are working with technology, and more so not something, isn't working for you from a strategy perspective, then let them know so that they're able to make some changes. But I'm, in a moment, once we're done this slideshow, I'm going to jump off and I'll walk you through how to fill this out and how to leverage this platform. And this is a really easy way for people who never built a landing page, who doesn't have a lot of funds to go hire someone to do it. You can do this within minutes. Really, the hardest part is, what are you going to put in it? And who are you going to promote it to? Because you can build hundreds of landing pages, but it's no good if you're not capturing leads, if that makes sense, okay? And I'm going to give you some strategies as to, what kind of content you can put in it in a bit. And this is a squeeze page, so you know the difference. Squeeze page, you see that? It's taking a search button and is narrowing it down to a particular search areas. And in this case, it's saying, all areas in this map that I've drawn out in the greater Toronto area, and it's showing particularly condos or, townhouses, whatever that is falls under the condo perspective. So then now I'll promote it to people that are interested in condos, if that makes sense, right? Very targeted. And then if I want to get even more targeted, I just did this as an example. You can put it under, under a certain price range, whatever the average prices in your market is. And then when they click on this, it'll capture the lead. And then squeeze pages, as you can see, is IDX squeeze page, right? It's driven, property driven. It's MLS. It goes directly to the MLS and what's available. And you can do different types of squeeze pages, but I'll show you my YouTube channel at the end of the slide, so you can go in, or at the end of the presentation, so you can go in and follow, because there's a ton of videos on how I build landing pages and squeeze pages. Here are some strategies as to, if there's a slide or two that you want to take a picture of, this is a really good one too. If you want to grab your phone or, do a screen capture. These are, and anyone can do it. This is so really powerful in terms of campaigns that you can really build with landing pages. Maybe you're an agent who's focused on pre-construction or new build. A really cool landing pages you can quickly build is, hey, this project is coming soon. Be the first one to hear about it. If you click this, you can get the floor plan, the price list. That's a great, easy landing page. Another one you can do is, hey, a project is launching. Here, download it now. Here's the floor plan. And then here, this one could be the project coming soon. Give me the information, and when it launches, I'll give it to you. Does that make sense? Especially if you're an agent who have access to like platinum access or whatever that you guys call it in your market, but a pre-construction or new build if you have a partner with a builder. And then the other thing, I actually had a really good video on lead magnets that I just launched on my channel. I share like over 10 or 20 lead magnets. So I highly recommend you check that out. But some of the lead magnets think of lead magnets as something like a bait, right? Like if you're going fishing, and I don't know if you've gone fishing, but if you go fishing and you throw a little worm or a small fish, that's going to use to capture the bigger fish. Very similar. You're going to use some sort of a value-driven content that your audience might be interested in to capture them. Maybe it's a buyer's guide. Maybe it's a seller's guide. Maybe it's a tenant's guide. Maybe you do a lot of leases. Maybe it's an investor guide, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a relocation guide. So it could be a lead magnet to capture. Maybe it's a giveaway. Like honestly, go check out that video and I'll share you that I'll share the link with you after the presentation so that you have some more strategies that you want to leverage. Because I know in some market people get, we're like, okay, people are tired of seeing buyer's guide. Maybe they're not quite, everyone, they just want to rely on the realtor to show them how to buy a property, But something that you can really quickly grab people's attention with is kind of a giveaway. And I always recommend people, promote local, pick potentially a shop or something local attraction. I live right beside the Rogers Center where the Blue Jays play. Maybe it's a Blue Jays ticket. Maybe something that is particularly promoting your area and the area that you work in, your service area, your market. And that's going to help you also increase your social media following, and it'll get leads in right away because, who doesn't want a couple of $100 worth of, whatever content or whatever. And if you're really smart, you'll go and partner with a shop, like a pizza shop or something like not a chain, but something like a ma pa shop, something that's more unique, and ask them, hey, whoever wins this get pizza every Fridays of that month, and it could be that investment is your marketing expense and you can write that off. And whoever follows you, you can ask them to follow you on Instagram, maybe subscribe to your YouTube channel, etc. And you can really build a quite the following from that. And the other thing is open houses. Yes, I highly recommend, maybe you want to build out a page for pre-registration for an open house, especially if you have a property that you know for sure it's going to bring in a lot of people, but you don't want too many people to come in, where you want to manage and build a relationship. I don't know if you've ever been at an open house where way too many people came in and you're like, oh my gosh, now I didn't get no contacts, and everybody, or you had contacts, but you couldn't really build relationship with anybody in conversations. So there's that part of it too. So I love to do is, hey, book in your time when you're coming in. So now I can meet with you one-on-one. I mean, I have other realtors on site as well who can take in the walk-ins, but anyone that books in with me, I'll give you a tour of the building and I can get to know them. So this way you're really building and actually leveraging the open houses. So you can build a landing page for an open house, and also on-site registration. I know I have a really good video on your own mobile app, or the kvCore mobile app, or the open house app that you can leverage in order to capture leads as well, which is a really good one. And the other one too is community events. Maybe you want to do a landing page for top summer events to enjoy in your area, in San Jose, in Houston, Texas, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to do another landing page when it comes to the winter times, so winter events to enjoy in your area, and in a certain part in Colorado, for example. And when you do things like that, especially if you maybe list a particular, list of family events or whatever, then you can really leverage and take advantage of that group of demographics and that people that you're trying to go after. And also you can build landing pages for a listing. Maybe it's a just listed that's coming up. Maybe it's a coming soon. And remember, folks, when I talk about listings, people all of a sudden they kind of tune out. You're like, oh, well, I don't have any business right now. I don't have any listing. What do you want me to do? You can promote other people's listing. Just get permit. I know in some states and provinces, you don't have to get permission. If it's a EXP listing, you can just go ahead and promote it. But, be safe than sorry. Just quickly send a text message or a message in Workplace to an agent and say, hey, I saw you just listed this property. Do you mind if I find a buyer for it or promote it on my social media? And trust me, out of 5 agents I message, maybe 3 or 4 will say yes. And that's not too bad. So you can, and those are 3 properties you can use to capture leads. And if I were you, I would do a Craigslist posting on it directly from kvCore. Yes, I have a video on that on my channel. Go watch that. It takes you seconds. It does all the work. You literally click a button and it posts it directly into Craigslist. It's super easy. You can leverage things like posting it on all of your social media platform. You can post it in Facebook Marketplace, things like that, and go above and beyond. If the agent in that market who just listed the property isn't promoting it, if I were you, I would build a landing page for it and do a YouTube video and go bananas with it, even though it's not your listing, but you can get a buyer for it. And also another great way to do a landing page is you might have your own property that's coming soon. You can promote that as well, create a landing page for it. And you can even do an exclusive, hey, before the property goes live, I can give you an exclusive property tour, or be the first one to see it, because this is one that's going to be, especially if you know that property is going to sell quickly, you can really play on that. And also sold, again, if you're not an agent who doesn't have a lot of business right now, take sold properties, properties that have sold in a certain area, and you can use a squeeze page for it, or you can build out a landing page for it, and you can especially if you live in a particular building that doesn't sell often and you want to, and people are always looking for different what prices are things are selling for, or community, and you can put your own list together, whether it be a page or a PDF, and have it be the download that people can get. Or if you can just promote one of your properties that's sold over asking, or even ask people for, you can do a landing page for free home evaluation. Yes, you can use a squeeze page for that as well, where, right here, if you go to the market reporter seller squeeze, it does very similar, where you're asking people for a home evaluation. And you can post that, which is great. And then you can target sellers, particularly only sellers, and do a CMA home evaluation, like I mentioned, or go ahead and do the seller squeeze page here. Very similar. Does that work for you? And then you can promote it to someone who's already in your database as well. And the other thing that I recommend you do is the market report. You can do it in a very generic way so that you don't have to rebuild it for every month or so. And if it's a very particular market report, let's say if it's a spring market or, a summer market, or somewhere in your market where it's a big change, maybe you can build one very particular to it, especially if an interest rate, decrease, or prices are going to go up. So you can build something very particular to be like, hey, maybe you're doing a Zoom video. And that's another thing, you guys, you can partner with another lender, or a title company or lawyer, whomever in your market, and you can do an event or some sort of a webinar and then put a landing page together for that. And kvCore, you can do all of your work. And that's why, and I'm sure Shannon, when he was here, he spoke about it too, is that can't stress enough how much you can take advantage of kvCore to do all aspects of your business. That's why kvCore, unlike many other CRM, it's an all-in-one tool. It's a task management. It's your lead engine tool. It is your lead nurturing tool. It keeps notes for you. It remembers the behavior of your clients. It does all sorts of things. So think of really anytime. That's why I'm telling people, whenever if you have a hard time with kvCore, is because if you understand your business and what you do every day, do a time audit of how you spend your day, maybe do one for a week, and you realize how much task you do where you leverage so many different tools when you can just go directly into kvCore and leverage. So, and the fact that you pay for it is part of our fees. We get it for free technically, right? Where compared to the price that a lot of people pay for, I highly recommend you can jump in and use that. And then, like I said, if you want to do a custom list of homes or something where, and I'll show you a sample where you can leverage a landing page or a particular tool within kvCore and pair it up with another tool. For example, a landing page where you say, click here to get a custom list of homes, and it goes directly to a squeeze page. So you can pair different types of tools and kind of layer it up. So that's why I'm saying, like, you can really take it to the next level with kvCore. And so bear with me and I'll show you in a second. Couple of different market specific campaigns, 55 plus communities. I don't know about you guys, but this is a huge one. So many. I brought on an agent who has a senior certification, and he's a person who's on a wheelchair. So he does a lot of accessibility kind of content as well. So he came on and, he was giving me so many tips that as someone who's not trained to serve that community, it blew my mind about all the little things you need to keep in mind when you're servicing someone who's heading into who's becoming an older adult or who needs space that is accessible, right? So highly recommend. That is an untapped space and market where people are looking for information. So if I were you, I would choose an audience group and go bananas with creating different content to serve that community so people can understand, hey, this person is the go-to agent. This person is an authority figure in that space. They know what they're talking about. So I'm going to work with them and they're credible. Or maybe you're like me. I live right by the Rogers Center. I live by the waterfront in Toronto. And maybe you want to talk about the waterfront communities and all the properties and condos you can buy by the waterfront. And maybe you love selling to families or properties with pool. Maybe you can build a landing page with properties with pool. Maybe you can do, and this is where it gets really interesting, and you can start to do one where, a complimentary moving or checklist or moving checklist. You can do a complimentary list of, staging tips and things like that. You can really get strategic with the content that you can build for your landing page. Maybe you're an investor and you do different types of properties, from wholesales to rent to own, something that's very niche, right? And you can build a landing page for that, because a lot of people don't know how rent to owns work. So you can start to build that out, maybe work with a property management company, and they maybe can provide you with some tips, and then you can build that out as well. And then, or you can even do a blog on your kvCore page, yes, and you can leverage ChatGPT for it. And folks, like, this is me giving you a couple of ideas to get your wheels spinning, and I'm giving you like all sorts of tons of different ideas, so any one of you can choose one of these and go ahead with it. But you know that you can go into ChatGPT and write exactly this and say, hey, I'm trying to build a landing page and I'm a realtor. Can you give me some market campaigns to serve this audience group? And my audience group is 55 plus community, or my audience are moms with young children. What kind of landing pages should I be building to target this audience group? And ChatGPT will tell you. So think about it this way. So, I'm giving you some ideas to share with you that building a landing page, the technical aspect of building one, is least of your problem. If you're understanding that the strategy and what's really going to capture this audience groups, building content that is servicing, that is directly relevant to the audience group. Are you communicating with that audience group? And if you want to, even if you're that person, you're like, oh my goodness, I love to know who to target. I think I'm all over the place. If you're that agent that says, anyone that wants to work with me, I'll take them. I know, me too. But if your content is as particular as it can be, that means your algorithm is going to work for you. So if you're confused about audience group and such, you can ask ChatGPT, but I can show you a list of audience group as well. If that's of interest to you, let me know, and I'll pull up my list of all the audience group or demographics that you can go after. Couple of things you want to keep in mind when you're building a landing page in kvCore. Remember, the things why you want to consider this is all built on strategies, are really built on principles. So when you want to create a landing page that convert, you can get all the clicks you want, and you'd be surprised how many realtors would go and click on, especially if you have a YouTube video that's performing really well. A lot of realtors would be like, oh, this person in my market and she's doing really well. Let me click, and they'll click on it, but they won't give you the information, but to see how you built your landing pages. So that's the problem, is a lot of people will click, but then something about that landing page didn't capture them. Couple of things, folks. Think about it this way, and I know it's not black and white and it's not 100% applicable in all aspect, but if you have a listing and this listing is getting a lot of clicks and it's getting a lot of showings and phone calls, that means that listing is done a good job. Your listing is wide marketed. It has great photos. It has maybe a good price. People think that they can negotiate if it's a little high, but it's good enough. It's not overpriced to capture them. So your listing worked. So to your seller, you've done your job. Does that make sense? But now if you're getting, I had a listing that got 70 plus showings. I got 3 offers. My client said, I don't want any of it. You've done your job as a realtor, right? And then now this is a problem where we automatically go to, oh, my listing, I might have not priced it right. But no, but your listing, you did it right. But now something about the listing, when they got to the property, something about either the listing didn't mirror the offline presence of that property. Maybe they didn't like the layout. Once they got there, oh, it looked smaller than it did in photos. But then that's, at least now you know what you need to do, because now you can look at it. So that's why do this with your landing pages. Do this with all journey of your business. Is okay, what part of my journey is am I missing the gap? What part of the journey is there a kinks? Where is it not working? Instead of going all the way to the front and then trying to rejig everything. Maybe I don't want to do landing pages anymore. Maybe it's not for me, but maybe it's that particular landing pages for that particular audience group. Does that make sense? So if any of you are, you build a landing page and you want me to quickly look at it, like, send it to my find me in Workplace and message me. I do audits, and I could quickly tell you, hey, here's what's missing. Here's how it can get better. So happy to mention that. The other thing that I want to mention is that make sure your landing page has a consistent look and brand. And there's a couple of things about landing pages that don't work, is sometimes people make it too bright or too dark to read. And it could be simple as that, where somebody opens it up and, oh, that has too many content, like too many texts. And they immediately like, oh, forget this. So, and then make sure that the reason why I mentioned consistent look in terms of branding, the look and feel, is because you don't want someone to leave your website or go to your Instagram or your YouTube channel and they go to your landing page and it looks completely different. It has a different look and feel, like, wait, doesn't look like I was on the same place. Did I click the wrong thing? So you want to make sure that it has the same feel to it, same writings, the same tonality. You'd be surprised how many times, and it goes the same with, I do a lot of social media training and such too. So I'll mention this a lot of time. I don't know about you. Have you had friends on Facebook who has a completely different personality, and then you meet them in person and you're like, wait, you're not that person, right? And same thing with your clients will read through that, right? You can be this amazing bubbly personality on Instagram Reels and your YouTube channel, and your client comes to see you in person, they're like, that's not the person I connected with on. So make sure your online presence always matches your offline behavior. And this goes with anything you do. So and that's why the branding aspect of it is so important. But just a side advice, since I'm in that content, but target audience. Honestly, folks, if I have to point out one aspect of my marketing plan that out of all the ones that I've ever built, that is the most important, is the audience. If you write them, you choose an audience group and you go directly after to serve them and to do what's greater, to put them at their best interest and to give them content that works for them, you'll never fail, folks, because you're directly speaking to that audience group. The problem with realtors is we're literally just going bananas, throwing everything, thinking that something will work. The reason I use bananas, guys, is because I have 2 little kids and and my husband and I have to spell out bad words. So I'm so used to speaking in filtered mode. So um anyway, so that's why you don't hear me, spell out word like SHIT, etc. So concise, and make things concise, make it simple. We think that people need more information, and this goes with all aspects of your business, including landing page. Sometimes you'll be surprised. Maybe there's one thing that you're trying to do. Maybe just communicate that. Maybe all you need is 2 sentences. Maybe all you need is 4 little lines. Keep things plain language, especially for, in Canada, yes, but for all of you in the States as well. There's so many people, English isn't their first language. And especially you'd be surprised, maybe seniors or somebody who might not, so used to speaking a particular language that when they read English and they don't, and we as realtors, we have our own terminology in our head thinking that it's so easy for everybody to understand. You'd be surprised. So really take your real estate content and think, hey, how can I, make it super plain? And, we use plain language because, it's a very government terminology, but, like dumb it down, dumbify it, like to a point that can, a grade 5, grade 6 level, can they understand, and you'll be surprised how much grade 12 content, and you can put your content in ChatGPT and ask, hey, what grade level is this written for? And some grade level, like grade 12, some content could be called academic, depending on how they're written, and it can go over people's head. So simple language makes it better. And call to action. You have no idea how many landing pages I've seen people build, even in Canva, that didn't even have a call to action. You have to ask people to do something. Like if I come here and share this with you, I'm telling you, hey, feel free to, connect with me, feel free to buy my course. Hey, go to my YouTube channel, go follow me on Instagram. Hey, here's how you can work with me and choose me as your peer coach, whatever it may be. There's a call to action where I'm asking you, hey, do something with this. And same thing with you. Every single thing you do, whether it be a social media post, whether it be anything you do, ask yourself, hey, if somebody sees this content, can I capture a lead? Am I giving them an opportunity for them to give me their contact info and connect with me? And am I telling them to do something? Just think of it like a mental note. Even put a post-it note on your computer. So before you do anything, and this is how you can make compelling and any content that is worthwhile. And then always add a hashtag to track it. Highly, highly recommend it. To be honest, in anything I talk about in kvCore, this, whether it be lead gen, whether it be working on, setting up your kvCore website, whatever it be, one of the most important thing I ever talk about, because I've worked in CRMs that were much bigger than this, like SAP, HubSpot, Salesforce. And I'm telling you, organizing and having your system, your contacts organized and your CRM organized is probably one of the most important aspects of your business, period. Because if you don't know who you're targeting and what content to send them, because what a shame is it for you to send a seller a content that they're not looking to look at. Same thing with somebody else who, whether, let's say you were trying to send someone VA loans and they're not veterans. It's kind of like that, right? So make sure you're sending content for, hey, moving in with children, but you're not sending it to parents. So really think about, hey, what event did I go to? What doors did I knock on? What cold calling did I do? What YouTube videos did I post? And track every time you do a landing page or content, make sure you're tracking it, and you can make as many as you like. And leverage video. There is a landing page you can do that you can put on video. And I recommend that would be a wonderful thing for you to do. And remember, if you have a YouTube channel, you can leverage going to kvCore and start using that as a form of in your email marketing as well. So you're kind of double tapping, so they're staying in your platform. So when they see your email, they click on it, they watch a YouTube video, and which is the long form content where they can get to know you and your personality. So really think about leveraging kvCore on all aspects of your business. And then absolutely one of the last thing I want to mention is creating a landing page is great, but also making sure you're leveraging, putting it in content that is so that people can give you their contact information. And the next phase is having the contact is not the problem. I'm sure my business partner who was here probably mentioned it to you. We don't have a lead generation problem. We have a follow-up problem. We all know somebody, right? But yet we spend all our time and money going after complete strangers. Does that make sense? Go after build a relationship from where you left off. And that's activate your smart campaign, start to nurture people, build relationship. And you can use that using kvCore and behavioral automation, etc. Okay, now you built your landing page. You built a number of different ones, according to the audience group, your landing pages look stellar. And now you're like, wait, I thought once you built them, they will come. And it doesn't quite work like that. So here is a couple of examples of how you can get them to come. So a couple of marketing strategies. You can run ads on it, of course. You can do Facebook ads, Google ads, or you can even just simply post them on your social media. For any of you that have a personal Facebook account, I did a really good video on this, on how to get seller leads and people from your own database. Post a seller squeeze page or even a landing page, and then post or do a giveaway specific to your sphere. And I did a whole slew of video on this on my YouTube channel again, around sphere. You'll be surprised the amount of people that will click on that and give you their contact information. So get in a habit of sharing your content, but I'll also tell you another tad bit coming out of the landing page content for a little bit. The algorithm in your Facebook, I don't know about you, but I have like 1,000 friends on my Facebook. Some of you might have 500. Some of you have my 600. Some of you might have 4,000 friends on Facebook. But they're posting, but you're not all seeing them, right? Because Facebook shows you content that you're repeatedly interact with. So if people in your contact who probably are closer to you than that realtor who just became friends with and are, looking at their content, Facebook thinks you're interested in that realtor's content. But in fact, your first cousin is posting and their content is equally important to you, maybe more important, but you haven't been liking or looking at their content. My recommendation is starting today, take a couple of minutes a day, go into your Facebook, go into your Instagram, whatever it may be, your personal account where your contacts are already there, who may already like you, they know you already, and you just have to build trust so they choose you as a realtor. My recommendation is start wishing everybody happy birthday. Even, a quick happy birthday, go into each of their account that you wish happy birthday, look at when they last posted something, and I guarantee you it was today or yesterday, just like it. Say comment on it, say congrats. Oh, that looks lovely. Say something. So now Facebook is going to be like, oh, Jeff is actually interested in Kathy's content. Oh, Jeff is actually interested in Stefan or Bria's content. It makes sense. And now it's going to start to filter in the newsfeed. You'll start to look at a little different. Man, I used to be, when I was in university and I used to be in, my marketing and art school and all this stuff and my professor's content, that's all I used to see. And now I see all realtors, all my agents. Right. And then I barely, like, I don't even see my mother-in-law's content. Oh my goodness. I used to see hers every day. Right. And I mean, it's a good thing maybe, but, go in and I recommend you, start to like and make the algorithm work for you and simply interacting and telling the machine, hey, I'm here and I like the people that are in my content. And that's, why you're doing that? Not to see their content, for them to see your content as well. So you might be someone posting content thinking that, oh, nobody's interested in my content group. My sphere is uninterested in choosing me as a realtor. Maybe they already have a realtor, but in turn, they actually haven't been seeing any of your content. So YouTube videos and also stories and direct message. You can send people DMs and say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a long time. I saw you post about this. How's it going? Hey, I just want to let you know I'm a realtor, blah, blah, blah. And actually tell people that. You'll be very surprised. A lot of people will love to know what you do for a living. And YouTube videos. Maybe you want to promote your landing pages on through your email marketing and text campaign. Maybe you have a property that's coming soon and you built a landing page for it. Maybe you can send out a text campaign to see if they'll click and re-interact with you. Yes, they're already in your database, but you can start to leverage landing pages way to nurture as well. And then the other thing, print materials. You can, if you are a door knocker, if you like to go to events, highly recommend, even in your for sale sign, business card, door hangers, flyers, print ads, make sure it's trackable. Print materials, you can hand them out as many as you like, but if people can't click to go somewhere and capture the lead, it's not worth it. So, here's an example that my husband and I made. We started investing in the US. And so we started to, every time we went to investor events, this is our business card, is literally this small. I wish I had one in front of me right now, but I can grab one. It's on my shelf. So it's this tiny and has a barcode. Like if you were to scan it, you'll go to my landing page right now, right? And that landing page was built in kvCore. So you can do simple as that. And my husband and I were a domestic team at EXP. And so you can leverage things like this, where it's the back of your business card. And you can always have in the back of your business card, maybe, look at the ways I sell your homes for quick, in more money in less time. Check it out. And maybe it goes to a landing page and it gives them, a little script of all the things you do for someone's listing. And that could be something that doesn't expire, and that's something that's applicable. So that would be my recommendation, is something that is trackable. Here's another thing. Maybe you want to take a quick photo of this. This is examples, just a couple of examples. And I'm telling you, I can list a lot. Couple of examples of kvCore lead generation tool where you combine it and pair it with other tools. For example, a landing page that can go to a lead generation page. So for example, you can do a lead gen landing page that can go to a multi-property squeeze page, right? You can do a Facebook lead form, like a Facebook ad that goes to a squeeze page. And then you can use a Zapier, like a tool like Zapier, to capture leads as well. You can do a landing page and you can do a text capture. For example, hey, text, hey, here's a landing page. And then if you click on it, it sends them to the property or market report that you just finished. Maybe it's a custom text code. Hey, if you text this code to this number, you're going to get a list of all the properties that are newly listed in your community, for example. And you can even do a custom text code in your email signature. You can do it on your for sale sign, maybe it's yard sign, so you can really play with it, especially if you have a partnership with like a builder or like a tile company or someone or one of your lender, your preferred lender, and they're willing to put a yard sign in front of their office if they have a, brick and mortar location. You can leverage that. And then the orange little arrows show you how you can promote it. You can take that pairing, you can put it on Facebook ads, social media posts, YouTube videos, landing pages to a text capture. You can put it on, like I said, yard signs, QR code that goes to yard signs, and flyers. So there's so many different, and all of this, as you can tell, can be done in kvCore, right? So there's so many different ways that you can really play with it. A lot of times, people, we all confuse, I want this, I want to build this, but we don't end up doing it because we think it's hard work or it's not up in front of us. So, trust me, give it a try. When you're a new agent, all you can do is project, right? You can say, average number of this is that, an average, every 100 leads, you get one client, or touch points, you get one client, whatever it may be. Trust me, once you start to do the work, kvCore systems will start to give you information. It will start to guide you with insights, with information. So you must place your trust in action. Highly, highly recommend it. And it'll help you, trust me, skyrocket your business and grow. So I'm going to come out of the slideshow and let's quickly go into landing page and how to build them. So I'll show you where, let me get this out of the way. So if you go to kvCore, click on lead engine, you'll head to this page that you're looking at right here. And these are all the ways that you can, generate leads. It's the lead engine. So one of them is creating a landing page. So you click on the domain that's probably most likely one for you guys, and then start building one. And then when you build one, it takes you to a page like this. Couple of really quick strategies. There is a light theme and there's a dark theme. Remember, folks, some people, if it's too bright or if it's too much content they can't see, there's some images that it gives you here, like open house. As you can see here, just from a marketing standpoint, from a design standpoint, it's hard to read, right? It's hard to read text on top of text. So try to avoid that. Keep it super simple. And I'll show you mine as an example so that you can see it. If you go on my website, you can you can see you can browse through some of my landing pages for investors, for buyers, sellers. I'll show you really quickly, like the buyer's guide. You can see, and it has the same look and feel as my website. I use the same photo, so you haven't left anywhere. And then just really quickly tells you, what to post, what you're looking forward to. And then I know I've seen, there's 2 different strategy, and I know in marketing, like they all work. It really depends on what market, your audience type. Sometimes I've had people tell me, hey, I don't, there's some strategies I've seen people do, if you click here and then go to a thank you page and let people come to, you send it to them via email. You can have it automatically send it to them. That works, but sometimes I've had agents who I was working with who did not, their kvCore didn't trigger, that trigger didn't work, or their Zapier didn't work. And the people that are waiting for the guide, because that relocation guide, if you just given it to them when they press download and it went to their download page, they could have maybe just called you up, because that landing page, that relocation guide might have just sold you on you, because all the content, because at the end of the day, we get so careful about getting the right contact information, the complete information. And sometimes like right here, I require people to give it to me. Sometimes you can just put optional. It's up to you. They both work. And sometimes you're right. You just rather have an email or phone number. I don't care. For me, a lot of my leads come through different ad source anyway, not through my landing pages. If you're going to fill out a landing page, I rather have an email as well, so I can nurture you via text. And because if I don't have your email, it's kind of a loss. I only had this one thing to depend on. And a lot of time, the first email might usually end up in their junk anyway. And if you need help with getting your emails not going to junk, I have a good YouTube video on how to make that not go to your junk mail. So check that out, and I can show you what that is. And then couple of things about building the landing page. I just want to quickly build one. I know we're coming to time. You could choose a type of landing pages to build, and I recommend you try different things out. Like there's a video on here, there is text lead, there's different ones, and I do talk about all of them on my YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. I am having let me just go back to this. So, and it says optional. Folks, hashtag is very mandatory. This is how you track who they are, where they're coming from. Highly recommend you have some sort of a naming convention. I recommend opening up a Google Doc and start to put in all of your hashtag. They came from a buyer's guide. They came from this event that I went to. They came from an open house, 123 Main Street, whatever it is. So when a lead comes in, I know where they came from. So you know how to work with them, how to tackle them. Maybe it's a sphere, maybe it's a giveaway you ran on your Facebook page. Maybe you could do something like, hey, I'm a realtor, guys. I'm just launching my career. I love all of your support. And I'm doing a giveaway for Blue Jays tickets for everyone who supports all my content. Please follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube channel, and everyone who puts in an entry, I'm gonna do a draw at the end of the month and you'll win some Blue Jays tickets, whatever. And this is just a way for me to launch my real estate career. That's an easy way to get contacts, easy way for your sphere to start liking your new, realtor channels. And then now you got contacts who've given you permission with consent in your database. So things like that. And then the submit button is what the content you put here. So whether you want to put download, some sort of a call to action, download, submit, whatever you want to put that is applicable to the content that they're going to be viewing here. And this is optional, because when you click download, where do you want them to get to? So maybe it's just them filling it out and that's it. Maybe it goes them to an Instagram page for them to follow. Maybe it's for that giveaway. Maybe it's a buyer's guide, so it goes them to your, Google Drive link. But remember, folks, if you're going to share a link in a Google Drive, make sure the permission is set that anyone can view, because you never want someone to click it and it says, access denied, and you're like, oh, and nobody's going to come message you or email you to be like, hey, it doesn't work. They're just going to move on to the next, wherever they are in their journey. So make sure things are working, test it out. And in the background, you can play with whatever that's here. A lot of them, not a lot of them are great, but some of them are okay. But if you want to change your custom background, you can come in here and put a link to the image that you want. And you can get them from Canva. Pixel is a really good site to get free images from, videos from. And then lead type, like who are you trying to target? Is it a buyer's guide? Then it's buyer. So this way, when it comes into your database, it'll identify who they are as a lead. I hope that was helpful. So what I'll do, and then also while we're on the topic, and before I take some questions, folks, I'm on Instagram, follow me, and this is, you can message me, direct message me. I post a ton of content here, everything from, I have an EXP University training that was there, any free trainings that I do, any kind of stuff that you can, connect with me on. Follow me on Instagram. Like I mentioned, I have a YouTube channel with tons of content. This is an old, I have about 200 videos now. You can go to my playlist and you can check out all the videos on there. I have all the YouTube, like all my kvCore stuff, content, sphere of influence. It's just lots of different content in here. Highly recommend you check it out. And if there's something that you are looking to, learn and you don't see it here, send me a message. I'll happy to make it. Because honestly, a lot of the videos that you see here was somebody that asked me questions about something that isn't working, and I made a YouTube video, and it ended up being a content that ended up helping many people out. So if that's something that of interest to you, check it out. Yeah, and it's a video, so I do tend to talk fast in those because I'm so excited. But you can pause and learn as you go. And a lot of them are tutorials, so I'm showing you things. So yeah, and then like I mentioned, I am a kvCore peer coach, like Shannon probably mentioned when he was here. In his training, I'll send you a link. Click on that, book a consultation with Inside Real Estate, and they'll put you in touch with somebody. And then here's a link to my YouTube channel as well. Connect. Yeah, and thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I appreciate it. And so let me I've noticed that there's questions in here, so let me go through them and answer them.
Real quick, Tharmila, can you go back to the landing page that you were creating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just for a second.
Oh.
Go back to the page. There you go. So now you can click on like where it says your town real estate deals. Just show people how that's all customizable. You click on that, guys, and then you can change all that. Right. So this is how that's all you do. Yeah.
And funny thing about kvCore, you'll notice if I double click it, it's gone. And so that's another way to get rid of it. Or sometimes we're so used to double clicking to click something, and if you get rid of it, you're like, oh no, it's gone. Just refresh it or go back and create another one. That's the only thing. So my recommendation is get the copy ready, put it in a Word document, or ChatGPT can help you, or mine, if you want to copy mine and change the wordings, you can. So, and then you have it open, and then you copy paste it. So instead of having to write it out in case you lose it. So does that make sense? So just be prepared, because I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people in high school that were writing an essay and the computer crashed. So it's been ingrained in my memory ever since to always back up my content as I'm working on it. Was that helpful, Jeff?
Yeah. Yeah. Tracy, can you unmute yourself? Tracy Wiggins?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Because I know you had a couple comments. You had some good comments in here too, and you had a question there. You want to open up real quick? Anything?
Well, first of all, big time, thank you so very much. This is much needed. I'm a squeeze page girl, and I never understood the landing page in totality, so I wasn't even able to teach it to my mentees. But your help today was amazing. I don't know how much time it would take, but could you do a whole squeeze page real quick from that page? Real quick, just kind of an example you would do, so that way it won't take long for me to learn it. But
yeah, no problem. But I highly recommend go to my YouTube channel and just search whatever that you want, you're looking for. And if it's not there, like I said, Tracy, send me a workplace message like, girl, I need this, and I'll make it for you. It's that easy, because I love content ideas and what you guys are struggling with. But there's a whole content on here. There's one in particularly for seller squeeze page that really worked for a lot of my clients. Like, check it out. So multi idea squeeze page, this shows bunch of properties together, not just one. Like, this is one property. Like, for example, if you got permission to promote someone's property, or if you're promoting your own listing, this is a great one. But if you want to promote like a bunch of properties, let's say you live in Toronto like me, so you put city of.
Really quickly, I'm sorry, it was more so the landing page. I know how to do page. I know how to do the squeeze page. It's the landing page. Can you quickly show us an example of a landing? That one, that's the
Oh,
one.
yeah, got it. So let's say buyer's guide is your landing page. You want to submit button. You're saying, hey, this is your call to action. So you're saying download. And so this is going to change the copy right here. And then you want them to go to, let's say I just want them to come to this page, for example. I'm just going to give them a link, share. And this is where you want to be careful. You come here, make sure this is not restricted. Anyone can click on that link and they see it, right?
Okay.
So you put the link where you want them to go to right after, wherever they may be. This may be if you're doing a pre-construction deal or new build, maybe it's a price list, or maybe it's a complete image, like the book that they give you, the booklet, might be that.
Okay.
And then you can either, if you want them to require phone number, you can, maybe you don't. Josh and I, my husband and I, we always required phone numbers, especially when we're doing like joint venture deals or investor, because I gotta talk to you. Like email doesn't do any good for me. So if the first time you send me an email, I've lost you already because I need to talk to you. So it depends on your business. Maybe you just want everyone's email. You're not a phone person yet, but personally, there's both ways work. I've had, this is one of my most asked questions. Like, what do I do? Folks, test it out. Do two, one with and one without, and see what works. And do it on one video, and the next video or next post, you don't have it, and see what works. Some people are more open to giving it. Maybe your audience is 55 plus and they love a good phone call, right? So think about it this way. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just an email people. You'd be surprised how many people, like Josh's grandma's always on Facebook, okay, more than I am. So you'd be surprised. Some people are just email people, right? Background image, you want to go through and choose like this one. Do not choose this one. Nobody can barely read the content. So go through and put your design hat on. This is not bad, but my eye goes to her more than the content. So get something that this is not supposed to be distracting, not good. That's why I don't choose any of the ones in here. Not good, kind of okay. But you see what I mean? You don't want people, because my eye goes to the people and the little children. And I want people to read the content. Think about your goal. Number one goal is people giving you their content, not enjoying the background image. Okay. So that's the most important. Like try to find something that works, perfect, simple, easy. Content is, it still promotes that it's something to do with land, real estate, potentially, maybe. So that's how you change the image. And then you come here and maybe this is a buyer's guide. Oh, I already changed the content. It was I working on this one? Sorry, guys, I opened up too many ones. But anyway, so here, let me go right buyer guide, submit button, download. And then that's the image. And that's the image, buyers. And then I'm going to press, I'm Control A to fill in test. And maybe, let's say I don't want this. Double click to get rid of it. And then you press save. And then it's going to ask, you can't go back to edit this. Once it's done, it's done. That's the only the issue with kvCore. You just have to go build another one. Always, folks, every landing page you build, I highly recommend you have a Word document or an Excel sheet. You have the title of the landing page and all the copy you want on it, and just track it. So in case it doesn't disappear, because in the past it did. Now you can go back, and now this is your landing page. You see, if you put my information in, it's optional. It's going to download. It's going to hopefully take me to my link to my
Back to that page, yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's how you go back. Let me show you, because I thought you wanted a squeeze page. Let me go back and show you. Your past landing pages are here. So in the past, this didn't exist. And I hope it was my feature request, but maybe it was somebody else. But you see all the landing pages I've done, and a lot of them are trainings, right? For you guys as well. So you can copy, click, and promote in case you lose it. But in the past, they didn't have that. I had a good couple of landing pages that I built that I still have it in an Excel document saved because they didn't use to track it. So that's a great find now.
Tharmila, what is your website where you had the home buyer's guide, just where we could see maybe some examples of what you've done?
Yeah, go
Could
to
you
my,
put just like your website in there?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. And folks, like, don't try to copy my website, because you can, I
Right.
mean, if you want to, but because I service realtors, investors, I work with, you know what I mean? Like, it was built for that purpose only.
Sure.
But that being said, that doesn't mean that you can't go and copy. But if you go to buyers, sellers, you'll see download buyers guide, sellers guides, tenant guides. And then I have a whole thing for investors because that's kind of who we work with. You can see we're trying to build an investing course to try to get them to work with us, joint venture partnership, investment coaching, and off-market US deals. And this is one of the ones that I showed you. You know that the one of the business card I showed you, when you scan that, it went here. And then this is just subscribe because you just put your information and it doesn't take them anywhere. It just says, thank you, kind of like, I'll show you. It doesn't pretty much, it just takes their information and takes them to my landing page, my website, and that's it.
I like the QR code on your business card.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
that's
did that, you know, whatever. I mean, it brings it right up on there,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
got
which
it.
is
And
awesome.
that's why I highly recommend it. If you're going around anyway and you're giving out business cards for whatever reasons, whatever events you're going, just take it to the next level. Everything you do, how can I take this marketing piece to the next level and turn it into a QR code, turn it into whatever so you can leverage it. And obviously the QR code, make sure that this business card you might have it for years, so make sure it doesn't expire. So it's not about a particular, deal or, a particular property. It's something that is inspired. But does anybody have any questions that I missed in the chat or any other questions?
Anybody want to unmute yourself? Any questions before we wrap it up? A lot of info, but it's so good, Tharmila. I mean, and so,
I
and I
know.
like, and I
You told me
have
to
been
go
on your,
deep, so I went deep.
no, you're good. I've been on your YouTube channel. I would encourage you guys to just, subscribe to her YouTube channel, guys. So like, it's all there. I'm just telling you, like these videos, like she walks you through step by step on so many of these things.
So many.
Okay.
And guys, like I have a YouTube whole landing page series on my YouTube channel where I dive much deeper, and there are longer videos in each of the stages where I just lightly touched on, campaigns, lightly touched on how to promote them. But, check it out. There's a ton. And then, the one I talked to you, what I was telling you about Craigslist, guys, you won't believe, especially for you guys in the US, Craigslist isn't a big thing in Canada, but in the US, it's a big deal. Go watch here. Promote on Craigslist. Watch this video. I'm telling you, one click of a button and all of your content can be posted to Craigslist. Like it literally. Great kvCore. I'm gonna show you one thing quickly. So if you go to listings, right? Look at this. Super cool because kvCore is integrated. If you look at this Craigslist. Oh, sorry, 1 second. It's my way. It'll show you if you post it to Craigslist. And if you come here and you open it up and you go to more action and you say post to Craigslist, and I'm not gonna go ahead and post it. Let's say, where do you want to post to? Okay, choose a location. Look at my hands. I'm not even touching it. Look, it's posting it for me. It's doing all of that work automatically. Look, my hands are here. Crazy, right? And then that's it. One property done. It's posted. And then you just press publish. That's easy. It does all the work for you. So hey, if I were you, if you want to get fought, and you can do, it's limited, but if I were you, every day, every couple of hours, it does have, leverage it, especially if you have permission to promote listings in your community. Gets, people, there's millions of people on Craigslist today. You'd be surprised. You can leverage that, that audience group coming in. Anyways,
Terry, did you have a question real quick before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say thanks. Really informative. Subscribe to your channel already. Can't wait to dig into some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and always, like I said, message me. Let me know if there's a topic that you want to see.
Cool. Well, guys,
I have
we'll
a quick
wrap it up.
question.
I'm sorry, did somebody have something?
Me, I was just blinked, I think, but where did she find the link, or how do we get to the Craigslist? Is that under like all lead? Is that what it would be under all lead engine tools to get to that, or how do we go
Yeah,
about sharing it?
Sure, if you go to listings, all of your
Yep.
MLS listings,
Okay.
and
Okay.
because you're on your listing, it'll show you the properties that are in your area. And then you just open the listing, and this is the back end, right, of kvCore of that listing. Go to more
Okay.
action right here. Post to Craigslist.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And but if this is your first time doing it, there's one little thing, a plugin you have to do. Watch. This is why I said watch my video, because I
will.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't want you to go click it and be like, it's not working for me. I'm like, the computer, for me to do all that funny thing it was doing it for me. I had to do one thing once and it's done and never again. So do that one thing, and then it'll take me a while to show you, but Follow my video.
Thank you.
I show you step by
I'll,
step.
I'll go to your video. I will subscribe and thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I believe I looked into this. So I think somebody was asking me how many times. Hold on a second. Yeah, so make sure and double check this because it could be different in your area. Craigslist only allows to post one ad in one category in one city every 48 hours. But again, double check if this is in your area, if this is true, because it's not true in every area. And if it is, hey, every 48 hours, if I were you, I would go bananas posting at least one property there because they have so many listings, right? And so many audience group that are there.
Good stuff. Well, guys, just a real quick reminder, if you're free tomorrow morning, and I would just put this on your calendar, Wednesday mornings, we started doing this Connect to Collaborate, same Zoom link, same time. Just a great place for all of us to come together. We'll be talking about this training tomorrow on there. I would encourage you guys, some of you guys, like take some of this today and work on it. Put together a couple landing pages. Get it out there and see what it does. It'd be great to talk about that tomorrow, on the collaboration Zoom. Let's talk about it. We'll dig into this a little bit deeper, but a great place to come, just meet more agents, connect, anything, everything real estate. We're doing that every Wednesday, right back here. So you're all welcome to come back to that as well. So
and remember, go into your kvCore, go to your lead engine, open up your landing page or your past landing page and see, hey, how many clicks am I getting? So you know how to track the journey, right? Like it tells you, oh, wow, 22 people looked at it.
there you go.
1,600 people looked at it. Okay, clearly my marketing is working. So they're giving me, okay, out of 1,600, I got 300 contacts now. So something's working and you're not closing deals. That means your follow-up isn't great, right? So, and also, Jeff, like if you want me to, like I'm talking about kvCore and landing pages, but if you want me to talk about follow-up, you want me to come back and teach you guys one aspect, you can
We'll
run a
have you
poll.
back anytime you want to come back, Tharmila. Seriously.
Well, yeah, well, let me know if there's a particular
you've got a ton of
topic.
value here. So
Yeah, like there's, I could talk about Sphere. We can talk about, whatever topics you guys want. I'm happy to come back and do
for
it.
sure. Well, I appreciate that. I will be in touch with you. I promise.
Hey, real quick, can I ask, where did you just see the like the clicks for the landing pages that we've done before? What's that under? What tab?
Yeah, Jennifer, I did tell you I talk fast, so there you are. I'll do it again. So if you go to lead engine and then you go to landing page, click on your domain, make sure that's clicked and say past landing pages.
Okay.
It'll tell you the views. So it'll give you some numbers as to, hey, there's people are looking at it, but you're not getting leads coming from that because you can look up the hashtag, right? If you search in your contacts, the hashtag, you can see. And because this is a private call and it's not going to be posted publicly, you're not going to put it on YouTube or anything, right, Jeff?
It actually does go on YouTube.
You do? Okay, then I'm not going to show you because I was going to go into my
Yeah.
dashboard, but because I have my contacts and stuff in there, but I was going to.
For sure.
Yeah, no problem. But maybe next
The
time. at the end,
hashtag will go on to the contact that came in through that.
Yeah.
The lead that comes in, that it attaches that hashtag to them, so you know how, and then you can find those people. So if
Yeah,
they,
maybe next time, Jeff, what we can do is like we'll do the full training. We'll stop recording and then I can show you some
for
stuff.
sure we could do that.
Yeah.
So
Like,
anyway,
call
guys, we'll
real
wrap it
time.
up. Yeah, thank you so much. Seriously,
problem.
great stuff, guys. Put this into action. Okay, all these trainings, I'm telling you, you can pick up business there. I love that you can get specific. The 55 plus, that is an untapped market. Whatever. Empty
Trust me,
nesters.
I have a list of communities.
Yeah, there's so
calling
many
events.
different things. Watch some of her videos there just to get some more ideas, but brainstorm a little bit. Price ranges, neighborhoods, school districts. There's all kinds of things you can do and create landing pages for them and bring in leads, all day long. So very, very cool. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see a lot of you back tomorrow, hopefully. Thursday, Agent Attraction Q&A for those that want to do that. And we'll be back here next Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. We'll have our open mastermind next week. So Tharmila, thank you so much. Guys, have a great day. All right. Call us anytime. We're here to help. Okay. We'll see you.